those are two criteria for the Amber Alert Nevada. They are different in every state, but this is unfortunately what Nevada's criteria is. But what has been issued and what was activated is missing endangered child alert, which is what Metro has activated and also our agency. So if you're watching this and you share.
Man, should we do the poll or that? I think we should do this. Watch out, Mom. Can we give you a flyer? Yeah, sister of a missing girl. She went missing out on this trail.
On this trail?
Yeah, well, it's part of this trail, just on the other side of this mountain, the first part of Armagosa by those new construction houses. Yeah.
Her car was found right in the construction.
Yeah, with like all of her stuff. Yeah, phone, keys, her belongings, but no her.
No her, huh?
Nope, haven't heard anything or seen anything either.
Nickname's Jewel.
Yeah, it's Chahara. Anybody in there?
We are here hopefully to pick up Heaven, the missing girl that we had posted earlier.
All right. Hello, guys, and welcome to Sleuthing the Truth with Spiritual Nikki. So, we're going to go over a few things right now. We're going to listen to this clip that was posted about 17 hours ago. If it wants to load for me. One second, guys. I don't even know if there's any. I did share this to the Facebook group, but I'm not sure if it went. Oh boy, it's doing this. Why does this website always have an issue? Let me refresh it. Responding. Give me just a second, guys. I do not know what's going on. Okay, I might have gotten somewhere. We'll see. It's loading still. I'm not going to share it until it's loaded because this is going to make me angry. It played perfectly fine for me to watch it. Like, because I'm trying to share it. You don't want to work. I don't understand. Done. Share. You hear my dog is walking in here. All right, so this is from 17 hours ago. I'm going to pause in between so I don't get no strike for using the news's stuff. I mean, I'm not monetized, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm still not wanting it.
for him is the most extensive in the history of the Chatham County Police Department.
We want justice for Quinton, just like everybody else.
This case, which started as a report of a kidnapping, is now a criminal investigation. Quinton's mother, Quinton Simon, who called 911 to report her son missing, is the only person police have named as a suspect. WSAV lead investigative reporter Brett Buffington joining us live from Quinton's neighborhood this evening. Tonight, he walks us through every step of this story since it started.
It was much different than it is today. Police were looking for a little boy who might have wandered away or was taken. That's much different than what they believe now. October 5th, 9:42 a.m.
5:35, roll call to roll.
That's when Quinton's mom told packing.
Danny went to work. That did not say that Danny was the last one to see that baby. I'm still trying to find the news article from the chief, not from news, that states he was the one that saw him before he left, because this news article states that Danny left for work and this girl wakes up, doors open, kids gone. She thinks the baby daddy took him.
Quinton was in a pack and play. Last seen at 6 a.m. The door was open.
You see that? Last seen at 6 a.m. Doesn't say by who.
Gone.
Think someone came in and took him.
Quinton Simon, Quinton's mom, blamed Quinton's biological father, Bubba Moss. He lives 90 miles away in Girard, Georgia. His name listed.
So, Bubba is named as the suspect on the original police report. So, what was Danny listed on or as on the original police report? Because we all know on the police report that's been released, he's listed as a witness. Leilani's listed as a victim. And there ain't shit about Quinton other than a possible kidnapping. So we know why the police 911 call has not been released, because she lied. And when she originally called 911, she claims the baby's dad took him. And she knew that that was bull. Let's continue.
But police did not take long to decide that story was impossible.
We are working extremely hard to try to bring this to a resolution and find Quinton and bring him home safely.
While police searched this neighborhood for a little boy they believed wandered away, we learned a lot about Quinton's mother and her husband had custody. Neither of them was home when Quinton's mom was about to start having to pay child support for Quinton and his brother.
We brought in experts.
Week 2 of the search took a terrible turn.
We're not searching the whole landfill.
Their theory is.
So they definitely have evidence to prove that he's in the landfill. I would love to know what evidence that is, considering the other article that came out with the lady that lives in the trailer park with the camera facing the dumpsters did not have Wi-Fi. So definitely didn't get her at the dumpster unless there's another car or another camera that we don't know about. I mean, there's other cameras in there. We've seen them on some lives. You can get her coming in and out, but you're not going to get her at that garbage can, because they've already said that that camera that faces it which is ran by the management, was on the person's personal Wi-Fi and wasn't working. If that makes sense.
The little boy was tossed in a dumpster, thrown out like trash, and delivered in a trash truck here. Once this search in this landfill started, police stopped with their regular updates as we kept looking for answers, knocking on the Dunn, North Carolina address for boyfriend Daniel Youngkin just this week. That town, a place where Daniel Youngkin and Leilani Simon have been arrested before. But so far, in Quinton's case, now assigned this 11-digit number, no one has been charged with anything. Sadly, today, police did acknowledge that they knew going into the landfill search that the likelihood of finding Quinton's remains were low. And any landfill search like that, it's very improbable that they find the remains at the end of it. But those detectives added that they stay very dedicated to the search for this missing little boy. We are live in Southwest Chattanooga.
So they're going to continue looking for him, but they know that it's possibly not going to be the outcome that they want. And they're probably not going to find him unless for some reason he's not in that landfill and somebody else comes across him. It's sad. It really is. I cannot believe nobody is not charged with any type of like child endangerment or anything. But if we go back and we look at the cases, with Harmony Montgomery, 2 years to charge her dad. If we look at the Cal City boys, it took almost a year to charge them. So my front door just blew open because of the wind. All right, so I am going to share one of my videos. Oh, hold on, guys. All right, sorry. I didn't want you guys to have to hear that dog barking. Thought somebody was coming in the door because it blew open from the wind. I'm like, it's just the wind. All right, so we just played the newest article from the Brett Buffington that's covering the Quinton case. Basically just stating the same thing. Nobody's been charged. Leilani's the only suspect. It was originally called in as a kidnapping. She thought the baby's dad took him, which she knew better. But anyway, you guys can go check that out too if you want. It is on the, well, I'm sure it's on his page too, but it's also on, I think, WGNO's news or something. Okay, so I'm going to share this little clip video of my YouTube. I was going through some of AWP's videos, just listening to some of their interviews and stuff of like when they were talking to family members. I did not link the video because I did screen record a couple of different episodes and I could not recall where that one came from. I do know where it's from now, but I'm not going to link it because I don't think the family that they were helping needs to be involved in it. And I know some other creators agree. So I'm not going to add the link to the video, but you can go and find the video on AWP's page on their YouTube for their searches. I found it interesting only because of the allegations in the indictment indicate early 90s that this took place and his age. So when I came across this clip, I was like, hmm. So we're going to see what you guys think. I don't know if some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. I have only seen 2 channels post about it, myself and Cinnamon Shotgun, I think it is, or I don't know. I did see his after I did mine, but his is before me. And then I saw somebody else had used my video. And yeah, didn't want to give the credit that was supposed to be given until called out, but that's besides the point. I know another person just used it too, and they did give me a shout out, so you guys can check out her video too. Conspiracy. She's got really good videos. So I will try to remember to link them here in the description. Also covering this case, some good videos and up-to-date, information, and what's important is Crime Stories Obsessed. You should check her out too. All right, let me share this. And you guys tell me what you think.
But I had the desire to run away, to start a new life, to go start my millions. That as a 16-year-old, I actually left the entire country. And this is back in the days before Google and where can I go as a young man to just start fresh, to start over, to get away from it all. And I chose Grenada. The Encyclopedia Britannica is like, it was an English-speaking country. Sound like we did something in the 80s with Reagan. Seemed like they didn't hate Americans. And so that's how I ended up down in Grenada. I actually made it out of the U.S. back in the early 90s as a 16-year-old. And so when I come into this,
So he tells you that he left the country in the early 90s to start fresh, to start over at only 16. Why? Were you leaving what you had just done behind? Were you running away from it? Did you think you could hide and not get caught? Did you think they weren't going to say anything ever? What was the point of this story? And what was the point of leaving at such a young age to start over? What does a 16-year-old need to start over with? Let's listen to it again.
but I had the desire to run away, to start a new life, to go start my millions. That as a 16-year-old, I actually left the entire country. And this is back in the days before Google and where can I go as a young man to just start fresh, to start over, to get away from it all. And I chose Grenada. The Encyclopedia Britannica is like, it was an English-speaking country. Sound like we did something in the 80s with Reagan. Seemed like they didn't hate Americans. And so that's how I ended up down in Grenada. I made it out of the U.S. back in the early 90s as a 16-year-old. And so when I come into this,
So he definitely left the country as a 16-year-old to start over, to start fresh. To me, that definitely goes with these indictment charges. I believe he was leaving from what he had done and maybe recently came back to Utah years ago thinking that maybe the statute of limitations would help him not get charged. But then Utah expanded their statute of limitations when it comes to child beep. Okay. So, yeah, I found that very interesting that he talked about that, and saying that he needed to start over. The keywords for me in that video definitely were run away, start a new life at 16 in the early 90s, start fresh, out of the country. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, but that is my thought. Also, let's go. So we have a trial coming up for the Amari Nicholson. The mom's boyfriend is being charged, as he should be. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So this is Terrell Rhodes, who did take the sweet boy Amari Nicholson's life. He has a hearing for the district judge in the district
In the case of Orange, the murder trial of the little boy's adoptive parents, trial of the little boy's Jacqueline West has now been followed the latest and Orson West, the murder trial of the little boys adopted until July. The Wests had been scheduled for trial later this month, but this morning their defense counsel requested the case be moved to July 25th, and the judge granted their motion. Orrin and Orson West were reportedly last seen December 21st of 2020, playing outside the California City home where they lived with their adopted parents. But prosecutors say the boys died 3 months before they were reported missing. The Wests were indicted back in March on 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of cruelty to a child, and falsely reporting an emergency. Now, the whereabouts of Orrin and Orson West have never been established, and their bodies have not been.
So their bodies have not been found. Their adopted parents are going up for trial. Amari Nicholson's mom's boyfriend is going up for trial. He was found. He was laid to rest. His biological father did give him a very wonderful service. We're still missing lots of kids.
One of our signature issues, current sober.
Thanks. Now it wanted to start playing the article with no problem. Jeez. So there is still lots of kids missing. We're still looking for Harmony, even though her dad has been charged. And that was another thing. Did you just hear in the Cal Cities case that the parents are being charged with false reporting emergency? I think Leilani should be charged with that as well, considering she called saying that her child was kidnapped, and she knows that her child was not kidnapped. But we still have Harmony that we cannot find. Her father is being charged with her murder. We have Michael. We have Classic and Sincere, which is known as Orrin and Orson. We have Lena. We have Summer Wells. I mean, there's so many kids missing. So many parents are responsible for this. Why? And when are we going to stop it? It needs to stop. I want to thank you guys for joining. I know there wasn't very many people in here. But again, thank you. I appreciate it. I know this will get seen somehow, some way. So again, remember what's done in the dark will always come to light. Enjoy your day and live in light.